Now
Yeah,
that the
agree.
PGA Tour season has come to an end and LIV's winding down for their season, I think we're going to start seeing movement of guys because
Oh,
Greg has
100%.
already said, yes, Sears said, hey, guys are coming. So can you pinpoint one or two guys that you think, I don't
Oh
know,
yeah.
obviously you don't know yet, but anything kind of smells suspicious to you? Like we might see this guy on LIV. Give me two or three guys.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple guys. One of them I mentioned on Twitter that actually Phil liked the tweet, so that should kind of tell you some things are kind of going on behind the scenes. And I've also gotten wind that it doesn't look like he's going to be picked for the Ryder Cup, which is something that he's been campaigning for a lot the last couple weeks, and that would be Keegan Bradley. So Keegan Bradley, very, very close friends with Phil Mickelson, very close with Brendan Steele, very close with Cam Tringale. All those guys happen to be part of the high flyers that are in LIV. And there's actually interviews where Keegan Bradley said how much he misses those guys because he used to play practice rounds with them every single tournament on the PGA Tour, and he's like, yeah, all my friends are like at LIV now. And, I just think that Keegan really wanted to be part of the Ryder Cup. Like he's been campaigning for it a lot. I think that he realizes that he's kind of been on the outside looking in, and it starts to raise questions about sort of why that is. And it could be that like some of his relationships with the LIV guys and the fact that he is kind of looking over there is like a possibility. Golf lover UK, who's one of my podcast mates, he's basically 100% sure Keegan Bradley's going to LIV next year. I'm more like 90%. But I think Phil liking that tweet when I said, if Keegan winds up on LIV next year, don't be surprised. That should probably tell you something too.
Anyone else?
Um,
One other name, maybe?
Yeah, so I'll give you two. You have to keep in mind that like I do think that LIV has this very strong international presence. Like that's really what it really is a global tour. And you start looking at guys that might be relegated, like James Piot for the high flyers, which is why they're probably gonna have a spot open. The Australian team Ripper GC, Jed Morgan is kind of like right on the cusp of maybe being relegated. And one name that keeps popping up because he isn't a full-fledged PGA Tour member, he's going to be kind of on the outside looking in if he stays on that side of the fence next year, is Minwoo Lee. Minwoo Lee is an Australian native. I think that he also kind of fits in with the sort of LIV branding. Like they're obviously very heavy into Australian golf. Him being a native Australian and just being really personable and being somebody that like he's super talented, like he engages with the fans. Like I think he'd be perfect for LIV. I think that one is kind of pending if LIV is able to get OWGR points for next year, which sounds like it's probably going to happen, or get like pathways into the majors, because trust me, these guys definitely want to play in the majors. And then the other name that keeps popping up, and somebody that we already kind of talked about, and I'm sort of 50-50 on whether or not I think he's interested, is Victor Hovland. So, Victor Hovland would be a huge get for LIV. He's another international player that would be he brings sort of continental Europe into the equation. The cliques are kind of like that continental Europe team that's looking for a captain, looking for a equity owner. Like Hovland loves to have a good time. Like that's his thing. Like I don't know how much he really enjoys playing on the PGA Tour, from being honest. Like I think that it's fine, but like as we've seen, a lot of these guys like are perfectly happy playing LIV, and then being able to play the majors, and that's like all they really need. So yeah, we'll have to see. But those are kind of the three names that I'm looking at, and I kind of did them in order that I think they're most likely to go.